Acne is one of the most common struggles that teens face in today's world, including me. And yet, it's one of the least understood. In fact, studies show that up to 85% of teenagers experience acne during adolescence. This trend especially occurs during high school years, and it keeps rising. A lot of people say it's because of hormones and puberty, but all that really means is that you have a higher chance of getting acne with a trigger. What I mean by that is something that I've taken over a year to learn myself. And it was this change that finally allowed me to clear my skin. I'm talking about your diet and your lifestyle. These two things play two of the biggest roles in determining how bad your acne can really get. For me, my acne started really slowly, and it started to increase in high school. Around ninth grade or so, I started focusing on how I looked, as a lot of us teenagers do. Whenever I stared at myself in the mirror, all I could see were pimples and redness covering all throughout my face. My self-confidence suffered, and I felt so insecure everywhere I walked. I was one of the first kids in my friend group to get acne, and they naturally made fun of me for it. I had tried all types of creams and lotions that would guarantee me a fast way to get rid of my acne, but none of them worked whatsoever. One day, I read an article, and it described how important your diet and lifestyle are when it comes to how bad your acne can really get. At that time, I had a terrible diet, but I didn't think much of it. And, I was not overweight or anything like that because I played 12 hours of tennis each week. But I thought that meant I could eat whatever I wanted. At first, I wasn't fully convinced by the article that diet and lifestyle had anything to do with acne. However, I decided to give it a try. Of course, a dietary change is never easy. I had to give up a lot of stuff that I loved, such as candy, chips, and pasta. I really did not expect much from this change, but over time, I noticed a difference. My severe acne that used to be all over my face finally started to clear up. I woke up every morning feeling energized and ready to go, and I never felt sluggish and tired at random times. My body felt calm. Before this change, I never thought twice about food, and I would eat whatever was available on the palate. But while I never realized it then, my body was constantly fighting the effects of my bad diet. I was moody and tired more often, which I thought was normal for a teenager like me. But once I made this change to eating real whole foods, I could finally experience what being a normal teenager is like. With a good diet, I slept longer and earlier, which also helped me in my overall physical health. This change for me was super slow because I had to unlearn a lot of the health myths growing up, such as thinking low fat is healthy or that cereal is a good breakfast choice. I started watching nutritionists online, reading ingredients carefully, and questioning every food label I came across. It was all super overwhelming at first, but every small piece of info I got was one more step to becoming healthier again. I know someone who struggled with acne. Let's call him Brian. Brian was built like a machine. He had that lean and powerful frame that so many people like me crave. As a freshman, he made varsity track, and he did not just make it, he earned it. He was fast, driven, and disciplined, but no one saw how much his skin really affected him. I'd catch him avoiding mirrors, skipping pictures, and taking it to the point by brushing off compliments from other people, because deep down, he never felt confident in his own skin. He tried every prescription, every wash, every medication, every pill, every drug, but none of them worked for him until he started changing the way he ate. Once he did start changing the way he ate, his skin got better. Not perfect, but a lot better. And much more importantly, he himself got better. You know, his mood, his energy, his belief in himself. And that's when I realized acne is not just an issue that's on the surface. It's connected to our bodies, the way we live, the way we treat ourselves. That's where the real transformation begins. It all boils down to this. A $50 cream with 30 ingredients that you cannot pronounce is not going to fix your skin. The real issue is not what's on the surface. It's in your diet and your lifestyle. When you choose to change the way that you eat and live, you're making an investment, not just in how you look, but how you feel in the long term. I see too many young people take their health for granted. They eat processed junk, drink soda excessively, and live in ways that slowly decay their bodies. Since this happens, it's very hard for them to adapt to new diets. When you choose to change the way that you eat and live, you feel better, look better, you just are better. This belief is what pushed me to start a club and movement at my school focused on real lifestyle change and real dietary change. And it's the reason I'm standing here at TEDx today, because I want to be part of a movement. I want to help make our youth healthy again. Eat real food. Live with intention. Take all of your power back again. Thank you.